Hello everyone. In this video, I will explain what a bipartite graph is and how we can check whether or not a graph is bipartite using the coloring strategy and depth first search. First, let's define what a bipartite graph is. So there are three equivalent definitions of a bipartite graph. The first one is that there is no cycle of odd length. So you can verify that this definition applies to both the graphs. In the first graph, there is a cycle of length 4, but in the second graph, there's a cycle of length 5, and that's why it's not bipartite. The second definition of a bipartite graph is that we can split the nodes of the graph into two subsets so that all the edges go from the first subset to the second subset or vice versa. So how we can't actually visually verify this, and the way to verify this would be to use coloring. So that leads us to the third definition, which is that the graph is bicolorable. And what it means for a graph to be bicolorable is that we can assign colors to all the nodes of the graph so that all the edges of the graph grow from the first color to the second color or vice versa. So this basically means that we assign all nodes either red color or black color, and all the edges should be between nodes of the different color. So in the first graph you can see that all the edges go from nodes of different colors, and in the second graph this edge from the red one to the red one is a violation because the edge connects two red nodes, and hence you can verify that the first graph is bipartite and the second one is not. So we'll be focusing on the third approach to check if a graph is bipartite. And just to recap that approach once again, bicoloring is a method in which we assign colors to every node so that any two adjacent nodes have a different color. Now, how exactly will we figure out which colors to assign to which nodes? And the way to do that would be to arbitrarily assign the first node a color, and then for every adjacent node to that node, we should assign an opposite color. So we need to notice that first we assign the opposite color to every node adjacent to the first node. And since we are looking at adjacent nodes, we should just do a DFS to assign the colors. So let's look at the DFS function. So the DFS function will take in the parameter u, which is the current node, and the function will basically go to all adjacent nodes to u. So for all v adjacent to u, if the color of v is the color of u, then basically we return false, that the graph is not bipartite. So this is a Boolean function which returns true or false whether the graph is bipartite or not. And otherwise we check if not visited of v, then basically we assign the color opposite to v. So color of v will basically be the opposite color of u, and then we basically call DFS on v. And initially we need to make sure that when we are calling the DFS from the main method, so the main method will look something like this. We first read in the graph, and then basically we call DFS on the first node. Let's say that node is 1, and before we call DFS on 1, we just need to assign color of 1 to be 0. Now a few things about the implementation. The first thing is that the opposite color to the current node, to the current color, will be not of that color. And the reason why we are doing not of that color is because we are assigning colors 0 or 1. So the colors are 0 or 1. That's the first thing to keep track of in the implementation. And the second thing is that the first color can be anything. So the color of node 1 can be either 0 or 1, because it doesn't matter whether we use red color or black color for the first node. either ways the graph will still be bipartite or not. And this is basically the whole DFS function. We don't pass in any extra parameters, so the parameters remain u, and basically we just make sure that we are visiting all unvisited nodes, and we are making sure that the adjacent nodes don't have the same color. And we also need to return true in the end, because if we don't have any discrepancy, and if there's no equal color so far, then we know that the graph from here onwards is bipartite. And before we return true, when we are at the node V, we also need to make sure that if DFS of V is returning false, then we also return false. And the reason why we need to return false when V also got a false value is because there should not be any discrepancy at any of the nodes. So at any moment, if we get a false value from any of the DFSs, we should immediately say that the graph is not bipartite. And this concludes the whole code for the DFS function and checking if a graph is bipartite or not by using the two coloring method. Let's just run this code on the sample test case which I had drawn above. So when we call DFS on 1, we know that the color of 1 is 0 because that's what we defined in the main function. Then we call DFS on 2. So once we go to 2, the color becomes 1, and then we call DFS on 5. So when we go to 5, the 5 gets assigned the color of 0. Then we backtrack to 2 and call DFS on 6. So 6 gets assigned the color of 0 again. Then we backtrack to 2 because we visited all its adjacent nodes. Then we backtrack to 1. From 1 we call DFS on 3 because that's the next adjacent node, and 3 gets assigned the color of 1. Then after we go to node 3, there's only one adjacent node, that's node 6. Node 6 is already assigned a different color, so there's no discrepancy over here, and we basically don't call DFS because 6 is a visited node. Then we go back from 3 to node 1 and we launch DFS to node 4 because that's the next unvisited node. Then from we assign the color of 1 to node 4 and go to its adjacent node, which is node 7, and we assign a color of 0 to node 7, and then basically we backtrack to 4 and backtrack to 1, and you can verify that zeros are the black colors and 1 are the red colors, and hence we conclude in the end that the graph is bipartite. However, when we launch DFS on this graph, what happens is that node 1 gets assigned the color of 0. Then we launch DFS on node 2. Node 2 gets assigned the color of 1 as expected. Then once we go to node 2, we launch DFS on 4. And node 4 gets assigned the color of 0. And then once we have finished node 4, we go back to node 2 and call DFS on node 5. Node 5 gets assigned the color of 0. And from 5 we immediately go to 6 because that's the next unvisited neighbor, and 6 gets assigned the color of 1. And from 6 we go to 3 because we basically have an undirected graph and the edges keep going in the order which they are there, because 6 has 3 as an adjacent neighbor, so 3 gets assigned the color of 0. But what happens is that when we go back to the node 1 after we have basically visited 3, we realize that both 3 and 1 have the same color. So what basically happens is that in DFS of 3, so when we reach node 3, 3 goes to 1 because 1 is adjacent to 3, and this results in the realization that 3 and 1 have the same color, and hence 3 returns false, and similarly 6 would return false because 3 is its neighbor which has returned false, and then 5 returns false, and then 2 returns false to 1, and then 1 returns a false, and hence we conclude that the graph is not bipartite. So this concludes the video on bipartite graphs and how we can check whether or not a graph is bipartite using the two coloring strategy. In the next video, I will go over my solution to the problem named Graph Without Long Directed Paths, which is taken from a Div 3 contest and is rated 1700. This problem uses bipartite graphs, and the first property of bipartite graphs that those graphs do not contain a cycle of an odd length. And I'll show you how we can use the two coloring strategy to solve this problem. Thank you.